Hello again to my YouTube channel. Today in this session, I will start in a new playlist in my YouTube channel. So this playlist it will be about Power BI tool. So we have today is the data it's coming the oil or the new oil of the world. So for this reason, we need to master some tools help us to master and understand our data. Well, today in this tutorial, uh, I will to explain what is the DAX and what is the Power BI. Also, we can see what is the column and what is the measure inside of Power BI. Well, uh, here in Power BI, we have specific languages we work with. It's called DAX. DAX is the meaning, the data analysis expression. Well, what is the DAX here? DAX is a library of functions and operators that can be combined to build in the formula and the expression used in Microsoft tools. Well, this Power BI, by the way, is a Microsoft tool, okay, for business intelligence. BI mean or BI, yeah, mean business intelligence. DAX also is known as a language where will the for code is kept inside the function. I mean, when we using these DAX languages, so we have the ability to write in the code, specific code inside of the formulas or functions. DAX we can use it in Power BI. We can use it also in Power Pivot for Excel. Excel also provides for us this ability to write in this code of using DAX. Power Pivot. We have the SAS tabular model. We can also use it in other analysis services. Okay. And also we have the ability to use this DAX to calculating the columns or the measure as we can see soon in some demonstration. Uh, so the key difference here between the column and measure inside of Power BI. So when we the colon, so when we hear the colon here is we try to expand the table. So we have some specific table and we try to extend it to by creating a new columns. Okay. And one of the advantage of this is this column created or the new column created is will be stored along with our table. But we have disadvantage of that is a consume memory. We need much of memory, especially when we're using or when we're facing a huge data. We working with thousands and thousands of columns at this time. When we creating the new columns, that mean we need much or maximum of memory, and also it give us less analytic capabilities. It's not like a measure that okay compared to measure, the measure is more advantage than the column, and the measure here is summarizing the data in a single value. Okay. Uh, that mean we can calculating the measure based on some specific variable or feature that we have in our table. Okay. And the measure is calculated at a runtime and store it temporary. It's not like a column stay long with our table. And the measure is is more rich analytical capabilities than column compared to column. Okay, so that what we can see here in our demonstration. Okay, so let's see dimension here between and see the difference between the column and the measure and see some basic functions using DAX. Okay, so here to creating our demo, so let's choosing the blank report. Okay, and here our data is Excel. forma, but here, as we see with me, by the way, so this part here is a report view. As we see, we have some shapes here, okay, that we can drag and then make it here after importing our data. So this part in this left is the table part here. So we have the ability to see the data that we have in our reports. And here we have is a modeling part. So in this model part, I mean, so when we try to combine a lot of tables, at this time we have the ability to connect between all these tables, and at this time we have the ability to creating what's called the modeling. Okay, and we have some famous schema like start schema is a famous one here in the area of data analysis. And finally, we have this part of DAX. So using Copilot AI part integrated also in this tool of business intelligence. So let's try to import our data first. So here to import the data, we go to home and tracing this get data. So as we see with me, we have different sources of data. Okay, if we are clicking in the more, so we can see a lot of sources of data. Okay, all here. We can also specify the type. So if we have some files, we have data inside of files like text or CSV or XML or PDF or Parquet, JSON, whatever. We have also databases. All the famous databases that we have here can be SQL Server databases. We have Access also. We have Oracle. We have MySQL databases. We have IBM Nitsa. We have Informa. We have SAP HANA. We have a lot of sources here. We cannot just click and create in the name or try to write in the name of servers and the password, and then we have the ability to access to our data and import it. So as we see, we have a lot of different databases here. We can also go to cloud services like Azure. Here we have the ability to connect our Power BI tool to our service cloud like Azure. We have SQL or Azure SQL databases here. So we have Cosmos. So we have here for big data, Hadoop. So for big data, okay, we have a lot of different sources. We have online services. So tell you before, have says for the reports or Google Analytics or whatever here. Oh, so in our case, we cannot just work with Excel, okay? And we click here in this file Excel, and we go to our search here is download, choose this. We click in this sales table that we have in our case, okay? And this is navigator, okay? We click here to display some data, okay? And here we have some phases, have steps to follow. So in our case, we cannot just click in the load, but if we want to transform the data, we can some changes and they will do it. But before that, it's just loading the data, okay? And see what will be happen there. That's making or does need sometimes, okay? But here this data set is small, or we need some few minutes. But when we working with a huge data, this time we need much of time. Okay, so the table here, as we see me. So let's go to this part of table view to see all the data that we have. Okay, so there is the data that we have here, as we see with me. It's a small data set, just for demonstration to see what is the difference between column and mirror. Okay, and so this part of modeling also. So we have one table here for the reason if we want to maybe get some other data set, okay? Because in real projects, the data is everywhere. I mean, We can have some data in some files, Excel. We can have other part in some SQL, maybe other one in some analytical services in the cloud. And our role here is to combine all these data set and make it as a modeling. Okay. So, so let's return to our data reports. And here, before that, let's making some changes. Uh, okay, let's view is in insert. And so here in the home, we go to this transform data. The phase we return to making some changes here because this phase is very important. Okay, let's return and the new window weapon with us. Okay, and this is all the data that we have. Okay, here in this phase, so so we have the ability to check in the type of data. Okay, here, just by seeing this icon here, we can change the type of data because that is very important. Maybe in the data coming for us in different sources, we need to clean it before use it. And this technique it's called ETL, extract and transform and load the data, extracting the data from different sources. We load it to our platform and we cleaning it, okay, me making more meaningful. Here we have the ability to change the type of data that we have. So in our case here we have date, okay, is a date. Here is a text, of course. If we go here to check in, is a text, okay, because we have the name of the regions. Also we have the manager's name. Salesman also is a string. Item is also a text. Okay, is a categorical data. And units we have as a number, as we see here with the small icon of numbers. Here is a decimal number. We have also for a price the same thing. Okay, and the last one we have some other column here. We don't need it. We need to drop it. Okay, we remove this column. We cannot use it here because it's empty. And we go also to check in the non-value if we have the non-value. So as we see with me, we have non-value here. Okay, so we have some non-value here. So we have some techniques to work with this non-value and more advanced projects for in more advanced techniques. We can replace it if we are facing some numbers or something like that. We can just handle with this can handle this non-value by replace it with a mean or or a median or something like that using techniques or statistical techniques. So but in our case here we can adjust in disable this non-value. We choose an all, we enable all these dates and we disable this name value because we don't need it. And we can adjust choosing this not empty data, okay? And maybe that is more than enough for us to work with it. And after that, we can just close and apply to return to our part of analysis. Here we go to this part of table view. Okay, so let's start in with column. How we can create in the column inside of Power BI. So as we see with me here, we can just go to this small icon. We need new column. Okay. So by the way, the column we can create it based on the past columns that we have before. So let's call this new column for us is amount. Okay. We need just to use some column or variable that we have before in databases to extract a new one. So we have amount here. Amount for us, it's unit price times unit is unit price times units. Okay, to extracting the amount. Okay, so we write in the name of table. In our case is data. We need unit price. Okay, start it's multiply units. Okay, so units here, where is units here? Is units, and we click OK, and the new column is created for us. Okay, so this is a new column of amount is creating based on the units and unit price that we had before. We taking two values and we extraction the tired one. Okay, this is the column. This is how we can use DAX to creating a new column based on the old one, or based on some column that we have before. Okay, this is how we creating the column. And so let's go and go to report view. Okay, and here, so we see with me this is our table. Okay, and we have some omega symbols here. Is the main is a numerical column. Okay, so by default the Power BI give us this ability to classify by default these categorical and numerical columns that we have. So for us, let's creating a measure. Okay, so if we go to creating a measure based on this so based on the units that we have, to creating a measure, by the way, we click here and we want new measure. Okay, and let's name it as total of units. It's called is equal to sum. Okay, we're using this function of sum. So as I tell before, for a measure is summarizing data based on a single value. We want the sum now. Okay, and we want the units. We need the sum of units. To do that, we can adjust. Okay, and okay, total units. Okay, and decorated here in the left side, as we see with me in this table. And we have the same values. Okay, here using the measure, we have total units equal to sum of the source data that we have, sum of units, of course. And we have also here the units. And as we see with me, we have a difference in these samples that we have. So for the measure is a like a calculation, and here is a mathematical symbol here for units. Okay, and give us the same results. Let's see that. If we want now to drag gradient chart here, gradient chart. Okay, it's dragging chart. Okay, and we want here in this axis, we want the items. It's drag here the items. Okay, and want the units. Okay, and this is the result. Here we creating this bar chart using what? Using the columns. Okay, and let's creating another one, or let's copy and paste the same shape. Okay, this is the same figure, but now here we need to use this one, the mirror. Okay, okay, let's replace it with a measure. So let's drop that. Okay, we don't want this. So as we see with me, we have the same figure. Okay, the same, we get the same results with different columns. So first one using what? Using sum of units as we see with me here, but here using the total units. So what is the key difference between both of these calculated column and measure? So when we work in our project, okay, we have some updates happen in our databases. If we working with columns, it will be a problem for us. Why? Because when we try to build in dashboard content on more of sheets, maybe 15 or more, at this time, if database is updated or the name of this column is updated, at this time we need to fix that manually. But when we use the measure, we cannot just go to our formula here, okay, here in DOP. We can just change the name of column at this time. All, 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 all the figures or all shapes or all the visual that we have in our dataset depend of this column. It will be changed just by changing this name of this column that we have in our measure. Okay, that is the difference. If we using the column and the column is changed in a source of databases, at this time we need to change that manually. If we have 15 sheets and of all the sheets content is the same column, at this time we need to change it in each sheets. But when we using the measure, we cannot just go to one measure, one sheets, change the name of column at this time. Everything it will be update automatically. So I wish have the ability to make you in the big picture of this Power BI. Okay, just it's an introduction. So we can we can have the ability to creating new tutorials and new functions inside of Power BI because we have a lot of much of things we can do it with Power BI. Really is a famous and is a powerful tool in the area of data analysis. Okay, so happy learning again and see you in a next tutorial. Thank you for watching my YouTube. Bye bye.